Good morning, everybody. This is Luckless Lovelocks bringing you her story. I'm going to be targeting YouTube with this recording, so I'm going to be monitoring chat. I'm streaming on Twitch TV. I'm going to be monitoring chat, but I'm not going to respond to chat using my voice because I want this to be more about the game than what I'd normally do with the broadcast, because this is supposed to be a very unique game, probably one of the more interesting story-based games of the year, if not the most unique story-based game of the year. The game is all... I don't know that much about it. The thing I do know about it is that it's all based around footage of a woman being interviewed by the police, and that's about all I know. And I do know that there's some like non-linear narrative going on here. The other thing is I'm going to turn the camera off, so you'll hear my voice and I'll speak to this story, but I won't. You won't see me on camera. I'm one of the first people to stream this. I noticed there's a few people that got it before me, but I'm really excited about this game, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, let's get started. Okay, interesting. So, looks like we started out on a just a computer screen as a guest. The style is like very like early 90s, kind of like Police Quest style graphics. Which I'm really digging. Alright, I was just monitoring the audio. Looks good. Or sounds good. Search. Oh, okay, interesting. So we've got all these different pieces of video footage that we can look at in whatever order we want to, I guess. Add to session. I'm just curious. I'm gonna just look around. Video subtitles. Anti-glare filter. Delete session data. Oh. Interesting. I think I'll keep the subtitles on. Order 4. Can we can close this. But I wonder if that's just canceling the game. Let's quit. Yeah. Okay, that quits the game. That's funny. Alright, well, let's go with the obvious choice here, and we'll start with the end. User tags. So we can tag the video. And then we'll go to the beginning. And we'll watch this like out of order. Oh, I see. I can't just play the full session. Session data. Delete. Oh, interesting. Okay. So that just goes back to the start screen as well. And that restarts the game. Okay. Alright. Let's watch these one at a time. Just 11 seconds.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
I don't know.
That's me. But February, that was months ago.
So this is in
What's
'94.
that got to do with Simon's murder?
So that's in '94, January 7th. And this is... Okay, sorry. It's July 1st. This is June 27th. So this is over... It looks like it's over a few days that this is happening.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
So there's a picture of her. We're not really sure what's in the picture. Just wondering what it has to do with Simon's murder. So Simon, you know what? I need to like take notes or something, I think, for this game. I'm gonna grab some paper. Doing this old school, boys. So Simon was murdered. Of woman. I don't know what her name is yet. So if we put these in order. Okay, these are in chronological order.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
Doesn't sound that believable. I don't know what the goal of the game is. Oh, there's like, I can click on this stuff. Okay. Readme.txt. Logic database. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The logic database is one of many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. Okay. Retrieve a clip, type in a word like robbery into the search field, click search, and the database will return all clips in which the speaker uses that word. Ah, okay. To narrow a search, use multiple words. Robbery supermarket. If you're working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. Yes, I was there. To store a clip for later reference, click Add to Session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags of your own to help future searches, please click in the User Tags box and type in your desired tags. For any further assistance, please contact your department's Information Technology representative, Police Information Technology Organization. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. I like this. I like this. This is like my type of game. It's very it's giving you something to experiment with. Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detective's footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged, and the old archives were flooded in 97, but figured this would be enough. Take your time. Rubbish bin. Hack. Mirror game. Okay. One for the mums here, classic two-player strategy for lunchtime gaming. Oh, that's so cool. Mirror game? Okay, so there's like this game that I guess we could play. Weird. Okay. Um, so we can search for other footage in here, and then if there's something that's interesting, we can add it to the archive. Okay, I should have probably read that initially, but whatever.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Stories. Okay. How do I separate the tags? That I don't think it said that here. I guess you just put spaces between them. Lawyer, murder, weapon. Just put, yeah. Maybe this will. So, picture. Simon. Yeah, that's good. What was this one again? Clearly it's murder. It's not a very good tag.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
She doesn't seem very genuine. So let's just look up Simon. Cool. 61 entries found. Fuck. Is there anything I want to add to before I move on? Anything I want to add to the archive? Maybe this one. Let's hear about Simon.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
So we know where Simon works, where he worked, Ernst Brother Glass, and he made mirrors. Job. That could be important. So I'm going to add that. Anything else?
Simon.
This is
Simon
in June.
Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
So he does artistic stuff. Okay. Find out more about Simon.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair.
Red hair.
And border photo instead of spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
So, so they were in a relationship. And they went to Rome. Rome. So there's a picture. Description. Physical description. I just want to see how this works. How these tags work out. Excuse me. Physical description. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That worked. Okay, good. Simon. Maybe I should just put description. So I'm not going to remember to search to look up physical description, I think. That one, there's a lot of stuff in that one I want to watch again. There's red hair.
6 foot, darkish blonde hair.
No, darkish blonde hair.
Average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair.
His beard is ginger.
And border photo instead of spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
So I wonder if they've confirmed that he's dead, or if they're just maybe he's missing. See this?
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay. So there's a lot there. So this might be where he was.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen.
So he's a regular.
Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Rockington Arms.
It's the Rockington Arms,
The Rock.
It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
So who's Peter? So we got Peter. We've got the owners are. Oh, Peter's one of the owners. Okay. Peter and Susan. Okay, cool. I don't know if I'm overdoing it with the user tags, 'cause I think maybe I'm just adding stuff that would already come up if I did a search on them, because they're in the dialogue, but whatever.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
Simon's a gamer. What's Amstrad? I'm curious about that. Amstrad? Just the one, okay. I think this might be important in terms of this might be like where he was last seen. I'm gonna add this one. I don't see this as being very important. Maybe.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon
Printer.
sometimes plays games, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
Sounds like a computer or something.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Let's look up Rome's just the one accident. So there's another time she says accident. Not the type to run off. Still don't have a good idea of who Simon is. This is in July.
When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs. It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother.
Oh.
So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so now the music has started up, so we're onto something important, maybe.
When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs. It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Mother slipped downstairs and died. Well, let's look. Diary. That's interesting. Let's add this. And let's see if there's anything more about this diary. I think we're gonna go kind of back into her past, which is really cool. Find out more about this woman. We still don't even know her name, or at least I haven't caught her name yet.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing.
So she has a diary.
I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. Helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
So she does have a diary. And that was back in June. Looks like there's at least 3 different interview dates. And in a few different rooms.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to
Hannah.
help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Oh. So we just had an image pop up on the screen. So Hannah is related to her some way. I assume it's a sister.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
Florence.
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah.
Oh.
The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
So she almost died at birth. Choked on the umbilical cord. Doesn't really... I just wonder what the relevance is to the murder or disappearance of Simon. All this.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there.
Her story.
I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
So Florence is the woman that raised her, I think? Or is that the midwife?
Florence was a warm, kind person.
That's not what I wanted to see. This one. Again, she first mentions Florence.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a
Florence.
midwife called
Okay.
Florence.
Yeah. So, it seems like Florence has had an important impact on her life. Okay, we already watched that one. So we're gonna have to look up Florence and Hannah.
Just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
So, Hannah's maybe a twin of hers, and they were kind of sharing a life. Because they're basically what they're saying is that they would write in the same diary, or what she's saying is they would write in the same diary, so that they could be on the same page with each other. So I wonder if they're trying to like have two lives like kind of joined together as one. Man, weird. Okay, let's look up. I'm very curious about. I'm gonna look up Florence first because I think there'll be less on her, and Hannah seems to be a big thing. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, I think this one's pretty important. Because I'm starting to think that maybe Hannah, if they look exactly the same, maybe Hannah's involved in the murder in some way. Maybe she's jealous of this woman's relationship with Simon. Maybe their lives diverged or something like that, and she got vengeance on her. Maybe like Hannah's life didn't work out like she had planned, and this woman's life did. Drawing on all my crime show watching knowledge. So Florence, let's see what else she has to say about Florence. Isn't this cool? Man, this is so cool. This whole diary thing has me intrigued.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby.
Okay.
I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
So, so we saw that image again, and it looked like a man, so maybe that was Simon. But, so it sounds like Florence raised her. Which is weird. Like, why didn't her parents just raise her?
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight.
Never left it.
It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror.
Yeah, okay.
She was me.
She's got to be talking about Hannah there. Oh, okay. So there was another picture popped up there with police sirens, and you could see like police lights flashing off the face. So I feel like we're getting closer. This is interesting. I'm gonna add this to the session. I wonder how many things I can add. Oops, which one was this?
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it.
Yeah,
she kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror.
Okay, so I guess what's going on here is Florence told her parents that this woman died, the woman who's doing the interviews, and she just kept her because she couldn't have kids, probably, right? Because her husband had died when she was in her 20s in the war, so they never had kids. She probably kept her, lying to her parents, saying she was dead, and then kept her like inside her house. What is, like, I'm curious to know what the connection is to the murder, though, or the disappearance of Simon.
No, it was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
The other thing is maybe they're accusing her of the murder or disappearance of Simon, and she's trying to pin it on Hannah, and so she's maybe making up this story, which is quite detailed of a story to make up. for sure. But maybe that's what it is. Alright, so there's probably going to be a lot on Hannah. Oh, this looks like another interview. Oh, and they've got a lie detection thing going on. A lie detector.
My name is Hannah. Hannah.
Oh.
It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Okay. Okay. Her name is Hannah. So we're probably watching interviews from, if they're twins, then we could be watching two different people being interviewed. So this is Hannah. Wow, okay. So how do we distinguish between the two of them? Because I can't just use Hannah as a tag. Maybe we'll call Hannah... The Hannah videos, I'm going to put... I don't know. Twin one. I'm gonna write twin one. So Hannah's twin one. And the other one will be twin two. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, I'd not even thought of that.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Eve. Okay, that must have been a code. Oh, so there's no one in the room there. Okay. Okay, now this is leading me to believe that maybe she's got like multiple personality disorder thing going on. But this is definitely... I'm wondering if Eve is the other twin, if they are in fact twins. Man, this is fucking weird. So this could be twin 2 or it's twin 3. So I'm gonna put in twin 2. The other thing, we heard the address of...
My name is Hannah. Hannah.
Of Hannah here.
It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
31. 31 Gladstone Street. That's something I'm gonna search for later. I just want to watch this one again. She could be talking about herself here, though.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Maybe when she says Hannah, 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 she's talking about herself. That's gotta be Morse code, I bet you anything. I don't... I can't really... I don't know what it is, but I could try to write it down. I bet you it's Morse code. Like, why would they do that? Right? This is obviously a very well-crafted game. They must have introduced that type of thing on purpose. I think this might actually be Hannah. So I'm gonna put twin 1 in here. And then Eve, I think maybe she's referring to herself when she says Hannah, Hannah, Hannah. She's wondering why she's talking about her twin. So that is June 30th. I think, and that's the first time we've seen this interview. I wonder if we can look up dates. Let's try that out. No, that'd be too easy. I'm gonna try to like reason out this Morse code though. Why not? I pause it. Okay, I can move around. Okay.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
God. So there's 3 fast.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Then there's a slow. There's no fucking way I'm gonna be able to get all that. Oh, okay. 3, 1 slow. 3 slow. 3 fast. 4 fast. 5 fast. 2 slow. 5 slow. Slow. Okay, I think I got it. Give me 1 second while I try to figure this out. This is really cool. I'm just looking at Morse code here. Morse. I always say Morris. So it started out with 3 fast. That's S. And then there was a slow. So maybe it's 3 fast and 1 slow. Which is V. Then it was another 3 fast. Or maybe it's 1 slow. 1 slow and 3 fast. Which is B. That already isn't making any sense. Either S or V. Let's watch it again. Maybe it's the hands.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
My guess it's the hands. Okay, let's try this again. So it's
talking about Eve.
3 fast. So I'm just distinguishing them by hand as well.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
So it's 3 slow, 3 fast. 3 fast in the hand, then it's 5 fast. 2 slow in the hand. And I lost it.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Okay. So it's definitely S. And then it's 1 long and then 3 fast, which is B. And then on the same hand, it was 4 fast in a row, which is H. And then, sorry, on the next hand, and then the same hand, the right hand, she did 5 fast, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's actually the number 5. And then she did 2 slow on her left hand, which is M. Then she did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fast, which is 5 again. Then she did 4 fast, I think, which is H. And then 5 fast again. I don't know. That means nothing to me. But let's try putting it in. Nothing. Okay. Well, that was probably a big waste of time. But I think that's Morse code for sure. Okay, let's see. I've written it down at least, so we can go back to it later maybe.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Why is she saying sorry?
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
So she's trying to be Hannah Smith, but maybe she's lying. I'm gonna go with Twin 2. Which I'm calling Eve for now, until we find out her name. So we've already seen this one.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there.
And let's see this.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
So this is supposed to be Eve. And let's look up Eve. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to look up 31 Gladstone, or maybe just Gladstone. Oh, just the one place, okay.
Well, my friend Eve.
Friend.
She was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Okay. So this we were thinking was Hannah.
Well,
Or I was thinking it's
my
Hannah.
friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid.
She's really
She
nervous.
was always more popular with the boys.
She's playing with her fingers.
I hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Okay, so this is Hannah, we're guessing.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There
Wow.
was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
She's got a smile on her face, like. It's kind of sick. You'd want to kill your best friend?
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police.
Bastard.
So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
Okay, so parents. So, yeah. This is definitely Hannah. If it was the other woman, then she wouldn't be referring to her parents, right? Because it was just Florence. They raised her. Although she died when she was 8, so. Yeah, tough to say. It's starting to get a bit more difficult to like keep track of all of this. For sure. Did I add that? Yeah, I did. Okay.
My mother called me Eve.
Oh god. Okay. So this is twin 2. So they ended up becoming friends, the two of them. Mother called me Eve. My mother called me Eve, but she had a different name. Maybe there is 3 of them. I don't know. Fuck. Okay, where do I go from here? Mother. Now, this is a new... I don't remember seeing this red... Actually, I should go back to Eve, because I want to save this last one, because it's important. It's just simple, but it's important. So this is the first time I remember seeing this red shirt.
Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out of the window. She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out.
Something that one of them is familiar with. I can't tell who that is. This is in June 27th.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Oh, I just got an achievement. It's a happy ending. So, I mean, she's telling us this story for a reason. She's equating either her growing up or her twin sister growing up, if she in fact has a twin sister, to Rapunzel. And maybe Simon is her prince. But what's this picture? So after this, I'm gonna look up picture. It would be nice to be able to see the picture. Man, I've got so many notes. I still can't figure out who this is.
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana, but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
So lost a baby. Hannah lost a baby. Twin one.
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother.
There's another part.
She was a girl, by the way, the baby. We were going to call her Sarah.
Sarah.
Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana,
Ava.
but I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name.
So Ava was her mother. So we can look up Ava. Man, it's so cool how you're like navigating the story and just finding these little clues and then branching the story out through those clues. I really like this mechanic. Because like mother, when you look up mother, you'd assume you'd find out stuff about their mothers. But then now we've got this new clue. She was almost the mother as well, and now we can, through that, we found out her mother's name. It's really, really well orchestrated, well written.
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
So this looks like the beginning of that chain where she talks about Florence. So this has got to be twin 2. And then this is, yeah. I still can't tell. This must be twin 2 also. She's talking about Rapunzel. I'm gonna venture to guess this is twin 2. So let's look up Ava. Just the one. Okay. Sarah. Just the one. Wow. Okay. Baby. Wow. That took me places. This looks like another day. June 25th. Wow, okay.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Okay, so this is Hannah. And so she got pregnant before they decided to get married.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Since then. So that's 1340. 1340.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had
Eric.
a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Okay, Eric. It's the first time we've heard this name.
We couldn't afford our own
Thank
place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
So this is Hannah again. Then Eric. Eric must have been Simon's boss.
No, I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
That's sad.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said.
Really fidgety.
She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Whoa. Okay. That's pretty big. This light just came on over here, I think. and we saw what I assume is Simon again. Okay, so now I think we've kind of established that the red shirt one, and what a great design decision to have for wearing like different colored shirts in each interview. I know that's not uncommon. Someone changes their clothing, but if they'd had really similar colored clothing, then it would be harder to distinguish them. You'd have to use the date, but that's a really elegant design decision. So I think we can establish that this is Hannah, and I want to listen to that one again though, because there's a lot of important things in there.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Simon's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby.
So it made her want to reminisce.
There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back. And
someone moved the boxes.
that's when I saw the bin bags.
She doesn't remember bin bags.
Pulled them open, saw the body.
Body.
I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
So that's when she... Let me just want to skip through this a bit.
Stuff we never needed.
The cellar.
Nursery stuff.
So I'm taking notes while I'm doing this, and I'm kind of writing down things that I want to search for, but also just important notes about some of the videos. This is the first time where we've heard about a body, so is it Simon's body? Because I don't think it was necessarily established that it was a murder. Well, although she says it's a murder for sure, but kind of one of the first ones that I watched. But I got the impression that maybe it wasn't confirmed that there wasn't a body, but here we are.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
So is this later in the interview? So that's 2058. 2054. Her hair is different. It's on the same day. Interesting. I'm going to take a short break, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in a few minutes to continue this. I kind of want to play this until I finish it, because I'm super excited about this. So I'll see you in a few minutes.